My name's Steve, and this is my comeback story. I started drinking when I was about 13 years old, for no other reason than I just liked to do it a lot. Drinking opened up a door for me that was an entryway to a completely different world than I was used to. By nature, I am a quiet and shy person, causing me to lack self-confidence, giving me a complex, and making me very self-conscious. I immediately noticed that alcohol was a release from all that and allowed me to be an outgoing and sociable person. It gave me a different personality, one that people found favorable. So many times I heard people say stuff like, "I've never seen that side of you. How come you're not like that all the time?" Or, "You are so much fun like this." So naturally, I would drink alcohol to overcome social insecurities. I'm the oldest of 3 kids. My sister Carly's 2 years younger. My brother Dustin is 5 years younger. And all 3 of us were born and raised in Wellsville. My love of sports kept me from getting in too much trouble throughout the rest of my days at school, even though the drinking and partying got worse. After high school, I went to college at Cortland University to play baseball. I ended up making the cut for the spring team after the fall season tryouts, however, because I chose to drink and have fun every night and barely ever attended my classes, I was deemed ineligible to take my finals and flunked out my first semester. But I did manage to get arrested for underage drinking while I was there, and I decided it was time to get out of New York State. So I moved to Morristown, Tennessee with my best friend from high school, who was already living down there. And of course, it was just a never-ending, year-long kegger. The only difference was that I added a very heavy pot smoking habit. Then one day, my cousin showed up out of the blue, said he was working in Texas, but had nobody to socialize with and was headed back to Bolivar unless I wanted to move to Texas with him and start working. So I said, what the heck, and we headed to Dallas. The job was pretty sweet. We were renovating high-end hotel rooms. They put us up in a suite, free, with VIP privileges, free room, board, 24-hour pool and hot tub access, and of course, an open bar at happy hour. From Dallas, we went to Austin with the same perks. When we weren't working, we were drinking. After the work dried up in hotels, my cousin moved to Florida, and I stayed in Texas for a few months before moving back to New York. I spent the summer playing town baseball league for Belfast in the summer, smoking tons of pot and guzzling beer and liquor practically every night. I was about to turn 21 and already drinking off for 2 lifetimes before I even reached legal age. A couple weeks after my birthday, my friend and I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. My drinking had been cut back greatly because of the amount of hours that we had worked. But it wasn't long before other performance-enhancing drugs were introduced. First was cocaine, which led to stronger, longer-lasting drugs of the same type, such as crystal meth. Shortly after the intro of the meth, I started dating Natasha. We really hit it off and moved in together in early 2004. It wasn't very long before we were pregnant, and although we weren't married, we were both very excited and happy. We were very much in love and knew we would be getting married soon. Haley was born the following Groundhog's Day, February 2nd, 2005. I was still using the meth. I didn't stop when Haley was born like I promised myself and realized that it had become a problem. And the only way that we were going to be able to salvage our new family was to move away. So we moved back to New York, Bolivar to be exact. That began the most sober time ever since my preteen years. I proposed that Christmas, and we're now young, happy, and engaged. Neither of us were brought up in a religious home. However, we had talked about it several times since we had gotten together and decided that we both wanted to give church a try. We started attending the United Methodist Church in Bolivar. We continued to attend, and because both of us really liked the pastor, Matt Kofel, we asked him to perform our wedding ceremony and marry us. He married us on September 30th, 2006. We continued to attend church. Our second child was born on September 26, 2007, another daughter that we named Hannah. However, I started a new job, which unfortunately required me to work almost every weekend, causing me to miss going to church a lot. And eventually I stopped going altogether. Alcohol consumption came on quick as soon as it was out of control, causing many problems with our marriage. We both wanted to stop, but ultimately alcohol won this battle. On August 23rd, 2014, after a night of drinking and arguing, I actually went to bed a little earlier because I had to work that next morning, but Natasha stayed up, continued to celebrate her birthday, which was the 23rd. That morning I drove Natasha and our two youngest to work, and not realizing that she had been up all night drinking, I got out, wished her a happy birthday, and watched her as she drove away. About an hour later, I got a phone call from my sister saying that Natasha had been in a car accident on the way home. The kids and her were okay, and nobody was injured, but she had gotten a DWI. Although I was very supportive of all and any decision she made to get help, she still surprised me by asking for a divorce. I was devastated, crushed, and heartbroken. I wanted and needed answers, but they never came. I thought that was rock bottom, but it wasn't, because shortly after that, I drank all night till daytime, and then I went to work. I was fired on the spot after failing a breathalyzer at the hospital. Was that rock bottom? No. Because I was able to get my old job back, driving tractor trailer. On my way into work one morning, about 5 o'clock, I fell asleep while driving. I hit a telephone pole head-on in my Kia, doing about 60 miles an hour. I hit the steering wheel hard, even though I was wearing my seatbelt, because the airbag had a hole in it and did not work when it came out. Was that rock bottom? No. Drinking continued. 2 weeks after I went back to work, I was in another accident, this time in a tractor trailer with a fully loaded tanker going 60 miles an hour on Route 6 in Rowlett, Pennsylvania. Not paying attention while driving, I crossed an oncoming traffic. When I looked up, I thought I was dead for sure. Another tractor trailer was coming at me head on. All I saw was my life literally flash before my eyes, and all I heard was glass breaking. I truly thought I was dying, flying through the windshield. When I finally actually came to, I pulled the truck over and stopped. Immediately got out and ran back to the other truck driver. No injuries, but I did lose that job as well. Is that rock bottom? No. A very good friend of mine died on my living room floor a few months later after a night of partying. There were three of us just casually drinking and having a good time. The next day I went to wake him up and found him dead. That was a bad day. Autopsies showed the cause of death to be from a mixture of alcohol and drugs. Is that rock bottom? I don't think so. Rock bottom to me is the end. There is no more to go. That means death. Things can always get worse, as you can see. Once you think you hit rock bottom, it can always get worse. I entered detox at Loyola Recovery on March 26, 2017. The final push came when I started to get this pain in my right side. Blood work proved that my liver was swollen with high enzyme counts. I was told that I had to quit drinking or alcoholic hepatitis was soon to follow. And I was helping at a garage switch tires out on my vehicle. And I started getting heart arrhythmia really bad, which is irregular heartbeat. It caused me to get anxiety and soon turned into this pressure I never felt before in the center of my chest. The vision started to blur and get right to a tunnel vision right in front of me. I couldn't see where I was going. And I remember flying down the road, passing cars, probably getting close to 100 miles an hour, and thinking that I was going to die or if I should pull over and call somebody. I didn't know what to do. I just kept going, and the symptoms subsided, and started to feel a little bit better that evening, and I just went on and After going to the hospital, the EKG showed that I was still showing signs of irregular heart patterns, and they did diagnose me as having a minor heart attack. That was the last day I drank alcohol. Margaret Dickerson became an amazingly important part of my life. Actually, on the day that my friend had passed away at my house. And she said she knows that I was going through tough stuff and that I did need some help. But to remember that God is right there with me. That He had not forgotten about me, and He had not turned His back. That I can't do this alone. That God wants to help me, and all I have to do is ask. Moments before I was walking into detox, I was actually getting ready to shut my phone off for the last time for a month. The phone rang, and it was Margaret. She was surprised she caught me, but was glad because she just wanted me to wish me good luck. And that she would set her phone alarm for 3 times every day to remember to pray for me while I was in there. And she was just a constant reminder for me for over a year about how God is there for me. I just need to reach out to Him. The truth is, I didn't feel worthy enough to ask for help. I felt as if I bailed on Him after being baptized and not talking to Him after I had stopped going to church. But I couldn't have been more wrong. It wasn't until after I had the heart attack, and I was wondering how I managed not to wreck that day and how I managed to stay on the road, that what Margaret has been telling me for over a year was finally sinking in. And everything was starting to make sense. God was there. He was with me all along. I have no doubt. He is how I stayed on the road that day I had the heart attack. He's why that tractor trailers did not go head on. He was why I could go head on in a Kia with a telephone pole at 60 miles an hour and walk away with minor injuries. He's why I could drink 3 bottles of vodka every day and not die from alcohol poisoning. I believe God has a plan. He has a purpose for me that I have not yet fulfilled. And my time isn't yet up. I finally understood the reason God had sacrificed His only Son. I finally understood why Jesus died for our sins. I finally realized how much He loves us. I finally understood that I could ask for help, and so I did. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol for over 14 months.